1 minute. Okay, I think we can get started, and we'll just let more people join. Okay, thank you for coming to today's Q&A session. I'll introduce myself. My name is Manoj. I'm a co-founder of Next Gen Scientist Foundation, and I'm the internship program coordinator. So I'm sort of leading the internship program every year. So this session is basically to really clarify a lot of questions, because we understand that there is maybe some confusion with some of the stuff that you see online on our website ngsf.in, but our goal is to hopefully just make that website clear enough that you don't need this, basically. But um, again, just a reminder that if you want a very comprehensive a detail on what the internship is about, who's eligible, what you get out of it, I highly encourage you to go to NGSF.in, and you can easily find all the details you need there. But if you have any questions beyond that, please feel free to ask me here. But before we get started on questions from you, I'll just go over a few frequently asked questions that I get, so that we just get it out of the way. We don't want the same questions repeated over and over again. So that's why I'm like presenting this one slide here. I hope you can see this. So this is the eligibility criteria, and I think we usually see a lot of confusion around this. So I just wanted to get this out of the way so that you are pretty clear on this. So to be eligible for the NGSF internship program, you need to be currently enrolled in an undergraduate or master's program in an Indian university. Our basically our criteria really is, as long as you're enrolled through your whole internship. So say your internship starts in May, ends in July. When you finish your internship, you still need to be a student of your university. If you graduate before the internship, or if you graduate during the internship, or during the period of the internship, you'll be ineligible. So that's something we see sometimes in an application. So some of the applicants, when they apply, their degree end date is basically somewhere mid internship. We won't allow that. So that will make you ineligible. The second thing, as far as eligibility goes, is you need to be interested in a life science associated internship. And basically, life science doesn't mean pure biology. It could be any field that has a life science component to it. It could be, I don't know, medical devices internship. It could be a purely electronics kind of internship. But as long as there is a life science component to it, we will allow you to apply to us. Now, the part that I've underlined here, the second point, that is the most important point, is your internship needs to be in an institute or university outside of your home university. So say you're a student of IISc or ICER or whatever it be, you cannot apply for an internship in your own institute. So if you're an IIT student, you cannot do your NGSF internship in IIT, in your IIT. You can do it in an IIT outside of your IIT, but as long as it's outside of your home university, you'll be eligible. The period is 2 to 3 months. I think that's not a huge point of confusion. The third point here is also very important. That's why it's bolded and underlined. We do not provide internships directly. We are basically a group of previous or current graduate students around the world, and we are just putting our own money to fund it. So we are a funding institution. We are not an internship providing institution. So when we say NGSF internship program, it doesn't mean we provide training or we provide experience to you directly. Our goal is to basically help fund students who have been accepted to work in a lab. Most internships in India currently are unpaid. Outside of programs like the IAS program or something, students are usually not funded. You just basically work for free in a lab for a few months. You get experience. The PI gets some work out of you, and they're also training you. So that's how the exchange goes. That's how I've personally done it as well. Our goal is to help you, pay some of the costs associated during that time, because you're outside your home university. You might be outside of your hometown. So you need to pay some rent or something. So our funding, we only provide funding. So if you come to us and say, "Hey, I'm interested in internship. Please give us an internship." We don't provide internships. So you need to be accepted to work in a lab, and you need to get a letter from the head of the lab acknowledging that you've been accepted. And you need to submit this form to us, and then we'll evaluate your application. Okay. And the last one is you cannot sort of double dip, so you cannot have a different source of funding already, like some government funding for an internship, and then you can also like you cannot apply to us as well at the same time. So at the time you're applying to us, just make sure that essentially it's unpaid, so that our funding can help you. We want to give an opportunity to like people who actually need it, people who actually don't have other sources of funding. So these are the four eligibility criteria that I wanted to talk about. Happy to expand on it if people have more questions, but these eligibility criteria usually points that people have confusion with. So I just want to make sure that you understand this. Something else that we also get is people who are doing dissertations. So you're in your final year, you're doing your project. You have a 6-month project or something that you need to finish as part of your degree. We on our website, you probably have noticed something called the NGSF dissertation program. I just want to clarify that the dissertation program is only open for students who have been accepted previously for the NGSF internship program. So we offer this as a perk for a previous NGSF intern. So every year we fund one student for 6 months for their dissertation. But that student should have already been an intern in the previous year or in past years to be eligible for that program. So it's a perk that is only available for previous interns. It's not open to everyone. Okay. I just wanted to make that clear. Okay. I think those are the few things that I wanted to talk about before I open it to questions. Yeah. So if you have any questions, please unmute yourself. I believe there is something in the chat already. I will read that out first, and then we can go to maybe unmuting and asking questions. So there's a question from Himanshu. He's asked, "Sir, when I fill the form, I see a transcript option." Okay, so under the transcript option, you basically have to upload mark sheets of your current degree. There's also transcripts, your 10th and 12th mark sheets also, I think, are part of the application. But say you're in your master's degree right now, you need to upload your mark sheets from your undergraduate degree. If you're in the first year of your master's degree and you don't have mark sheets for your current degree, that's fine. Just upload whatever mark sheets you have for your previous degree. Okay. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Transcript is just a mark sheet, basically. You don't need official versions. Like you don't need to like pay the university to get these marks. You don't need to get official versions. An unofficial version is also fine. Okay. Is the internship online? I guess that depends on you, right? You need to find an internship. We'll just fund you. If your PI agrees that you can work on it remote, then it becomes a remote internship. Then we'll pay 3,000 per month. But if your PI basically asks you to come on site work in the lab, then it becomes an on-site internship for which you'll pay 6,000 a month. So I hope that answers that question. So my undergraduate is medicine, but now I study PG in life science. It's totally different, sir. How to apply life science? Again, I hope I'm clear. We do not provide internships. You have to apply to labs. You have to apply to PIs in Indian institutes. You have to get accepted there, and then you can apply to us. As far as your UG or PG degree is concerned, your UG or PG degree need not be in life science. It can be physics, it can be whatever. Your internship has to have a life science component. Okay, so your degree doesn't matter. Okay, so Nandini asks, there's a network issue. So I'm just going to repeat. So transcript is basically a mark sheet. So your UG or PG mark sheets, whatever are available, please upload that to the application. Okay. Someone's currently working as an intern at Jadavpur University in chemistry. No, this we'll only fund internships in the summer. So if you're an intern right now or you're starting your internship in January, that doesn't align with our application evaluation and other timelines. So unfortunately, I think the earliest you can start is May. So we can do May up to July or August. That's fine. Okay, so Marwa Bashir asks, you have said about the principal investigator. So is it only for the investigator provided in the website or anyone? No, our list of universities in under the recommended institutes are only suggestions. Feel free to apply to any university, any PI in any university in India. Uh, you're not restricted by that list. That list is for people who don't know where to start. So if you don't know where to start looking, just go to the recommended institutes list in our website. Then go to that university website. There's plenty of institutes there. So just go to those institute websites, find the labs, and then send emails. I think that's what that list is for. Okay, so we have more questions coming in. And final year bachelor student, which university PI should we approach? Again, that's up to you. That's up to your interests. What are you interested in? Are you interested in, I don't know, genetics? You're interested in wildlife? You're interested in cancer biology? All of this is life science. So it's up to you to decide who to approach, what institute to approach. Sagun Jaiswal asks, I've completed my graduation. I've taken a gap of 1 year. Unfortunately, you're not eligible. During your internship, you need to be enrolled as a student. So you need to be a current student. Will the internship be in Pune or out of? Again, we don't provide internships, so we are just remote. We only provide funding. So if you're selected to be an intern, your stipend will hit your bank account. Okay, we are not in a specific town or something. So where you want to do your internship is up to you. We leave that to you. You decide where you want to work, what you want to work on. We'll just give you money if you're selected. Okay. Who can be the principal investigator? Okay, so a principal investigator is basically someone who runs a lab in a university or institute. Okay, so if you go to say IIT Madras or IISc, if you go to the faculty page under say the biology department or biochemistry department, there'll be a lot of labs. The head of the lab is basically what a principal investigator is. Okay, so you just need to send an email to them, tell them you're interested in their research, tell them why you're interested, and ask them if you can work in their lab. And if they say yes, then get the acceptance form filled, and then you can apply to us. Okay. How to apply for fellowship? What are documents needed? Okay. I'll just be very quick. All these details are on the website, so I'm not going to go through all the details. But basically, you need your scanned university or school mark sheets, the acceptance letter from your PI, and a 2-page CV. And then there is more details on the application. So it's an online application form. You can find it in NGSF.in. So you just have to answer all the questions that are on that form. What is the criteria? Okay. For selection, so on the application, there is basically 3 questions. One is, how is your research aligned with the internship? What you're going to do with the internship and how the internship is going to help you in the future. So there's 3 questions in the application form. So you'll see it in the application. Your answers to those 3 questions are the most important part of your application. Okay. After that is when we'll start considering marks. So to us, marks are basically tiebreakers. So if 2 people are having equally good applications, then we'll consider marks. But the most important part of the application is going to be those 3 questions. So if you answer those 3 questions very well, you will go to the interview stage. So there's 2 stages. So you apply initially, you get selected for an interview. In the interview, we basically ask you questions around what you have written in the application, and then those interviewed will be evaluated, and then the final list of interns will be selected. Okay. Are we allowed to apply for 1-month internship? Unfortunately, we think 1-month internships are very short. I mean, 3-month internships are itself very short. So 1 month is not sufficient to get trained. So if you're accepted for a 1-month internship, unfortunately, you're not eligible. You need to be accepted for at least a 2 or 3-month internship. Can we approach multiple PA for this? Absolutely. I highly encourage you to apply to multiple principal investigators. Most labs will not have space for students. A lot of PAs will receive emails for internship opportunities in the summer. So there is going to be pretty heavy competition. So I highly, highly encourage you to apply to multiple PIs. Just keep applying, but make sure you're actually interested in their work. Because if you just send an email saying I'm interested in biochemistry or some broad field, they are not going to respond to your email, okay? Because they get thousands of emails every day with the same text. So make sure you do your research and then apply. That really increases your chances. I also, again, please apply to multiple PAs. Not all PAs will have space in their lab. So even if they think your email is impressive, they might not have the resources to support you. So yeah, please apply to multiple PAs. In the portion of the form, I understand there is a portion about proposed area of research. Since the internship will commence in May, hence correspondence and PA is still in preliminary stages. How should I fill up? Okay, that's a good question. Just ask your PA, right? You don't have to divulge any confidential information, so you don't have to be very specific as to what your research area or research proposal is going to be. As long as you have a general idea of what you're going to do, that's good enough. Please just use whatever information is available to you to fill that, okay? But I highly encourage you to ask your PA. I know, understand it's in the preliminary stage. Take your time. There's still time for the applications to close. Make sure you get as much information as possible and apply. You don't have to be very specific. Is there any specific time for the internship, or we can apply anytime? The applications for the internship close in March on March 15th. So please make sure you apply before that. And your internship can start in May at the earliest because we need time to evaluate the applications, interview candidates. So your internship can start in May on May 1st at the earliest and can end on August 31st at the latest, maybe. So 2 to 3 months in that 4-month period is fine. So can we enroll in private labs or you can enroll in, you can apply to PIs in labs in private universities as well. You don't have to apply to government institutes. That's not a restriction. It just needs to be a non-profit or it cannot be a company, basically. It can be a university or institute. I take the non-profit back. It's not non-profit. No private companies allowed. You can be a research institute or any university in India, private or public. That's fine. So I'm a BTech biotechnology department, biotechnology student in 3rd year. I am eligible or not? Again, you really, as long as you're enrolled in a degree until the end of your internship, you're eligible. Okay. So in your specific case, I believe it's a 4-year degree, so you should be enrolled in your degree, right? So you should be eligible, I think. I'm pursuing BTech in final year. I'm okay. So if you're in your final year, if you graduate after, if your last your degree end date is after your internship period ends, if it's after your internship end date, you're eligible. Okay. If you're not having any research ideas, okay. So if you don't have any research ideas, that's fine. Because sometimes you're an undergrad, you're just new to all this. Just read some papers, right? Like just try to search for labs, read some papers, try to understand what they're trying to say, Google search, AI, whatever. Use it to, understand what these papers say, and then let the PI know that you're really interested in it. I think they'll understand, right? I mean, if they get an email from a master's student versus an email from an undergraduate student, they'll understand. They also have an understanding of what your level of knowledge or level of experience is going to be. So they're not going to treat you as the same, treat you the same as a master's student or something. So you have to do some work for this. It's basically nothing's going to be easy, but it's a start. I think this is where you need to really start reading some papers because you ultimately will read papers if you're going to do an internship. So I think it's a good place to start. Internship for the PA can be online. That depends on your PA. If your PA agrees, you can do a remote internship. You can apply as a remote intern. That's fine. Second year students of masters, again, degree end date has to be after your internship end date. That's the only criteria. Yeah. So there's a question saying you said mode of internship depends on PA, but on website they mentioned that they accept applications for remote internships. Yes, we accept remote internships, but it's not up to us to decide, right? Or not up to you to decide. If the internship is in a computational biology lab, then the PI will probably agree to a remote internship, in which case you can apply as a remote intern. So we'll accept applications, but that depends on your PI. We do not provide internships, so we cannot decide that. Ashutosh asks, I've completed my PG in chemistry. I'm interested in research work. I have an opportunity for 6 to 12 month project. Yeah, unfortunately, at the moment, we only support summer interns. We cannot support long-term internships for everyone. We are self-funded. We're not backed by any entity. So with the amount of funding we have, we currently can only support 2 to 3 month internships. Chemical engineering third year students are eligible. Again, your internship needs to have some life science component. You're fine as a chemical engineering student. That's okay. Um, your internship needs to have some biology component to it. That's all that matters. Again, third year student, as long as your internship end date is before your degree end date, you're fine. I'm going to keep repeating this, I guess. This internship is free or not? I think you believe that we don't provide. I mean, we don't provide the internship. Again, I just want to make that clear in case new people have joined. We do not provide internships. We only provide funding for your internships. Okay. So we don't get fees from you to apply. The application is completely free. As long as you have an acceptance from a lab in an Indian institute or university, please apply to us. It's free. Okay. Backlog student is eligible for internship. Yes, you are eligible. You don't have to be an A+ student to apply. As long as you have an acceptance and you answer those 3 questions in the application very well. If you have backlogs, we don't care. Okay. It only matters if your application is equally good as another student who does not have backlogs. In that case, it will probably be used as a tiebreaker, but that does not make you ineligible for the application. Okay. Okay. This internship remote or offline, that depends on your PI. So if the lab that you're interested in, the head of the lab is okay with a remote internship, it can be a remote internship. If it's on-site, it's on-site. Okay. From where can we get the information about the PA and the research topics? Go to university websites. So a good place to start, for example, is Indian Institute of Science. Go to IASC website. Go to the Department of Biochemistry or Department of some biology department. Under faculty or under labs, you'll see 5 to 10 PIs, right? And then they'll have lab websites. On the lab website, they'll describe what their research is, what papers they have published. Please read that very well. Just make sure you're interested in the research and then send emails to them saying why you're interested and what is very interesting in their website or in their papers. Okay. Medical laboratory technician UG, again, your degree doesn't matter. As long as you're enrolled through the period of the internship and your internship has a biology or life science component to it, you're fine. First year student MSc, yes, you're eligible. Make a module in helping us how to make a professional cover letter to share to the PI. Okay. I think there is an article on NGSF.in. I think it's called Summer is Coming. We share the link to that. I think that's a good place to start. I think just read this. I think it can help you, Okay, I put it in the chat. Let me just pin it so that people, Okay, so I pinned it on the chat. It's called Summer is Coming. It's an article from a few years ago. I think in that article, I describe how you can draft an email to the PI. Make sure you are not very vague or broad in your email because you will be ignored. You will not get replies. Make sure you apply to multiple labs to increase your chances of success. Make sure you draft your emails to each PI individually so that you have a better chance of success. If biology concepts not included in the research, then the application is not accepted. Yeah, there needs to be some life science component. If it's just purely, I don't know how to say this. Just trying to find an example. Say it's some astronomy internship, right? So you're looking at planets and stuff. There is no life science component to that, so we cannot support that sort of internship. Okay. Is there any dissertation opportunity or support for PG students? There's a dissertation opportunity if you get selected as an NGSF intern. So again, if you're an NGSF, if you have been selected for the internship program in previous years, you're eligible to apply to the dissertation program. So we will give you, if you're, that also is an application process and there's a bit of a competition there. But we fund one student every year up to 6 months and it's 6,000 rupees per month. But that dissertation program is only open for previous NGSF interns. It's not open to everyone. The NGSF internship program is open to everyone, but the dissertation program is a perk for NGSF interns. Okay. Okay, so I think I've read through every message in the chat. If someone wants to unmute and ask me questions, also feel free to ask. How many students will get funding for internship? The number changes. That depends on our funding situation. We are in the process of finalizing our funding for the year. Last year, I believe six to. It's a number between 6 and 8. I don't remember exactly, but it was definitely under 10 students last year. We hope to do 10 this year. So yeah. I'm cognitive science student who wants to work in Alzheimer's research. Yeah, that's pretty life science to me. So I think I'm eligible. What is the location? That depends on, again, what is the location for the on-site internship? That depends on where you get accepted. That is your location. Based on what criteria is the funding finalized? So the whole organization is run on donations from the members. And so the final amount will be whatever the members have donated for this year. But I believe we will be able to do 10 students this year. Research based on nanoparticles and carbon capturing. Is this for environmental, protection? Then that's a life science. There's a life science or biology aspect to that. Are your nanoparticles going to be used for diseases? Then there is a life science aspect to that. So that will make you eligible, I think. Depends on what your carbon capturing is for, I guess. Anyone wants to unmute and ask? Feel free to do that. Or if you want to keep asking me in the chat, that's also fine. I'll keep answering. From the students, what do we need to have as qualities? Genuine interest. We need to do some research, some homework to understand what your internship is going to be, why you think it's the best fit for you, and how it's going to help you, in the future. If you want to do PhD in the future, or if you want to go work in biotech or something. Yeah, so that's what we want to know. So there is 3 sections. There are 3 sections in the application form. If you open the application form, you'll understand. There's those final 3 questions, which is how does the research interest, so how does the internship align with the research interests? What you're going to do over the period of the internship, and how this internship is going to help you. There's a word limit to that. So I think it needs to be a 150 to 200 word answer on average. So as long as you can use those words to express your answers the best way possible, that's the most important criteria. Which location for on-site internship? That depends on where you get accepted. So you have to get accepted. So you have to apply to labs, get accepted, and then come to us for funding. So you're on-site. We do not provide internships. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. We don't have a research lab where you can work. Do we have to pay a fee? No, you don't have to pay a fee to apply to us. Is there any format for the acceptance letter? So if you go to our website, ngsf.in, under, let me make this clear. So under apply, so if you go to ngsf.in, there is on the top you can see NGSF internship program. So if you hover your mouse over it, you'll see the second menu is apply. So under apply, there is application forms. So under application forms, you will see something called acceptance letter. That is the format. So you just have to send that to your PI. Okay, do we have to pay money to the PI? We highly discourage you to pay. So if you have to pay money to the PA or the institute to do your internship, you will be, unfortunately, we cannot fund you. So our money, we want it to go to you. We don't want it to go for fees. Okay. I think that's an eligibility thing on the website. I forgot to mention that here. So please make sure that your internship is completely free. Most PIs will not charge you to work in their lab. Okay. There are some institutes that will provide internships for you for a fee. If you have to pay a fee, please note that that will make you ineligible. It needs to be an unpaid internship, unpaid both ways. So you don't have to pay a fee. They won't pay you a stipend. We will pay you the stipend. Okay. Where is it mentioned that you need to pay a 500 rupee application fee? I don't think it's on our website. I don't think that's us. I'm not sure where you saw this 500 rupees. We don't charge you anything. It's in the message. No, that's not us. That is some other internship program. So on our WhatsApp groups, we advertise other other internship programs as well. Just for your information, okay? Some of those internship programs may require money. That is not us. It's a different program. We just want you to have that information. In case you're interested in that program, please apply to them. They might have a fee. We don't have any fees. Anything else? Again, please start applying. There's a lot of people applying for these spots in the various labs. So it's going to be very competitive. It's probably going to be the most challenging part of the whole process. So I highly encourage you to start working on sending emails. Okay, so how students are selected? So we look at your application form, we look at your answers. So that's the first stage. We will shortlist maybe a list of students that is 2 times the final. So if you're going to select 10 students at the end, we'll probably select 20 students from the application stage. We'll interview you. We'll ask you questions around what you have written on your application form, and then we'll filter to the final 10. Okay, so you'll have 2 stages. Your application form itself is a stage, and then an interview will be the second stage, and then you'll be selected. And then the final list of students will be selected. Acceptance letter needs to be filled by a PI. Yes, you're absolutely right. So the acceptance letter is for the PI to fill, not for you. The PI fills it, they sign it, they'll put like their university or institute seal, they'll send it to you, you upload it to the form, and then we'll look at it. That is the way that works. Any more questions? I think I've answered again all the questions in the chat. You're very welcome.
Sir, once again, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. If we apply through the official notification of the particular website or universities, so is the and I got accepted for internship. Is that eligible for internship, sir? This fellowship, sir?
Can you elaborate? Can you give me more details? I think I have an idea what you're talking about, but just Give me an example or something if you don't want to go into your details specifically.
For example, if you apply for any ISRO internship through their official website and got selected, sir,
Mhm.
is that application is allowed for here?
There's two things basically, right? So first, if the ISRO, if say ISRO for example, unfortunately, like I just want to make sure that it's not ISRO, because if it's ISRO, it needs to have some biology component to it. If it's completely non-biology, then you won't be eligible. So that's one. Two, so if you apply to something and then you get selected, if you don't pay a fee for this particular internship, you will be eligible. If you have to pay a fee, you will not be eligible. Third thing is, if they provide you a stipend already, you cannot add our funding as another source of stipend. So we need to be the only funding source, no fees, and then biology aspect needs to be there. Some life science aspect needs to be there. I
Okay,
hope
sir.
that
Thank you.
answers the question.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone else? Maybe give it 2 more minutes. If I don't get more questions, I'll probably end the session. I hope this was informative. I hope you have a better understanding of the internship program. We'll keep running these Q&A sessions probably once every month. So yeah, just on the group, you'll have an announcement for these Q&A sessions. So if you have any more questions down the line, if you've been accepted and then you have more questions after that, just feel free to join a future session and we'll help you out. Last date of application, March 15th. Someone asked in the chat. How can we connect to PI? Through emails. Um, the email addresses you can find on the university lab websites. So you need to connect through email. Email is the most preferred form of communication. I think if you try to call them, that's not a good idea. How can I join the WhatsApp group? It's called NGSF Sparrows. I can send a link. I'll see if I can. Okay, I think I have the link. So if you're not part of these groups already, I've just put a link to one of the groups. We have 6 groups. So I'm receiving stipend from a university because I'm eligible through GAT B for studying MSc. I'm still eligible. No, if you're receiving a stipend, you're not eligible. Possibly. But no, are you receiving a stipend for your degree or are you receiving a stipend for your internship? If you're receiving a stipend for your internship, you're not eligible. What is the most preferred time to email profs? Please start doing it now. This is already a bit late, I think. Some people start applying in August. It's very competitive. So please start now. Please start as soon as possible. It takes a bit of time. So any form, fee, or stipend, there's no fee to apply to us. It's free. Okay, I think that's okay. So for the degree you're receiving, if you're getting a stipend for your degree, that's fine. If you're getting stipend for your internship, then you're not eligible. Okay, that's a good question. We have not gotten that question before. Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm just sorry. I'm just responding to people in the chat in case you don't understand why I'm saying welcome. Any more questions? Okay, Kuldeep has just joined the session. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go through all the details. I put up some eligibility criteria, or I've shared like one slide, so please go through that. And if you need any more details, please go to ngsf.in. We'll have another session next month. So I guess I'll go through all of this again at that session, but I think it's kind of late to go over all the details again. Yeah, the stipend is the whole point of the program. We don't provide any internships, we just provide stipend. Anything else? Please do not connect directly with me through WhatsApp. I highly discourage you from doing that. If you have any questions, please send your questions to intern@ngsf.in. That's our email. I'll try to answer through there. I try to keep my WhatsApp for personal use, so please don't send me messages directly. How can you find list of PIs? Please go to university websites. And if you don't know what universities to start looking at, please go to recommended institutes on our website, ngsf.in. There's a list of recommended institutes. Just Google search, you'll find the university. You'll find the website for those institutes. Okay, so I'm just going to share intern@ngsf.in. I've shared the email address on the chat. I'm a software engineering student. Can I do a bioinformatics internship? Yes, that's totally fine. Your degree doesn't matter. Your internship is what matters. Yeah. Okay. One more minute, maybe. How can we find PI? Again, you'll have to visit lab websites, and then you'll have to visit university websites, and there'll be lab websites in there. And then, if you're interested in a particular lab, email address will be provided on the lab website. I use that to send your emails to the PI. Sorry. Yeah, I hope the session was useful. Okay. I think, yeah, so there will be another session in the next month or so. I think until the applications close, we'll have a session every month. So 3 more sessions. I hope you start applying to PIs now. Please start your work now. That will really increase your chances of success. Please keep your emails very specific to each PI. Don't use the same email for everyone. It will not work out. I've seen it personally. I've seen it with other people as well, so it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, with that, I think I'll end the session. Thank you. I hope this was informative. I'll see you next time if you are interested in joining another session. And good luck with your applications.